Hey everybody, good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. It's time to review the CBSI Comic Book Invest Hot 10 list this week. Books that are on the move for various reasons. Could be some news came out about a particular character or comic, or it could just be people going crazy on eBay. Who knows? But let's take a look at the list. Again, this is comicbookinvest.com. They post this every Friday afternoon. And let's dig into it. All right, let me start off with, well, let me get to the right page here. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. And we'd like to start off with honorable mentions first. Punch Comics number 12. Yeah, it's a cool cover. I've seen this cover before. It is definitely a hot, highly sought after comic from that era. I believe this book came out in the 1950s. Yeah, I mean, for that time, skull covers are always pretty highly prized, especially the older the comic book. So this doesn't surprise me that there's a lot of people chasing this down. The cover is by Gus Ricca. And it looks like a 4.0 just sold for $36,000, which is outrageous. This is higher than any copy in any grade has ever sold, other than an 8.0 pedigree. So apparently there was an 8.0 out there that sold at one point. Again, these are older books, I think from the 40s or 50s. And to get them in any grade is quite a feat and will cost a lot of money. As an example, a 0.5 incomplete trimmed, says C-2 restored copy sold for $7,000. Pure insanity. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a couple hundred people on the planet that want this book bad and are willing to throw all kinds of Benjamins at it. So anytime one comes up for sale, it's a fight. It's a fight to the bitter end. All right, I'm glad I don't want it that badly, but hey, we all have our grails. We all have the books that we have to have, and that apparently that is one of those books for certain people. So the next one here is Hawkeye Blind Spot number 1. Not that old of a book. This is the first appearance of Hawkeye's older brother. I can't remember his name, but it's a $40 book right now. So people are speculating that maybe his brother will show up in the Marvel Disney Plus Hawkeye show. We'll see. But that's why that book's moving. All right, number 10 on the list is Saga number 1. This is an oldie but goodie. It's been around a while. I think this book came out in 1994. This is the book that kind of got me back into collecting. I had a break from collecting for a while, and I bought 2 copies of this book from Midtown Comics at the time. One copy was signed by Brian K. Vaughan, and the other one was just an unsigned copy. And I think I paid $3.99 for each. And obviously they've gone up a little bit more since then. I've had them in my lights ever since. Not graded. I believe both of them are 9.8s. But a 9.8 just sold this week for $800, more than double what one sold for back in January. Yeah, I remember this Saga was really, really low. I remember you could have bought raw copies for around $100 not that long ago. So raw copies are going to certainly be more than that now. So yeah, it's a great series. The reason this book's on the list is it is starting back in January of this next coming year with issue 55, and I'm sure it will be a hugely ordered comic. I would easily guess it's going to be a couple 100,000 copies will be ordered. Now, Saga normally, really never did incentive covers. I'm not going to say they never did one. I think there was a few times that they had like a 1 in 10 type of incentive cover. But for the most part, they didn't participate in multiple covers. There wasn't store exclusives for Saga. So we'll have to see what happens. Are they going to allow for store exclusives? Are they going to allow multiple ratio? There's obviously a way for them to capitalize on making more money if they want to. I don't know what Brian K. Vaughan. I mean, I guess they were just living off all that trade paperback money. I mean, I know it's one of the best-selling comic book trade paperbacks in history. I think it's right up there with Kingdom Come and The Watchmen. I think it's like third or fourth most purchased trade paperback ever is Saga. So there is definitely a huge audience of people. I mean, I enjoyed reading it. It was always a good read. I bought every single issue of Saga. So I'm one of those that has been collecting it since the beginning. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the restart of the series. So we'll have to see how that goes. All right, number 9 is Philadelphia, number 12. This is the Todd McFarlane. I think it's a C cover variant. Man, I'll have to look and see if I have this in my collection. I remember seeing that cover, thinking it was pretty cool. Selling for about $35 to $40 right now. Man, hopefully I have one. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. We'll have to see. Maybe I pre-ordered one. I just can't remember. Usually if I can't remember, that usually means I don't have it. So I'll assume I don't have that one. We'll see. Number 8 is Bloodstone number 1. This was on the Hot 10 list, I believe, a week or two ago. 9/8s are selling about $800. Raw copies, $300 to $350. I guess first appearance, that'll do it. It says if, and this is a big if, she is cast and hits it out of the park, we will all wish we had bought at this price. So yeah, it's one of those books that could get bigger. Who knows? Number 7 is Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 2. $15 to $20 book right now. First appearance of Jay Nakamura. And similar to issue number 7. Oh, what does it say? Number 7. I think he meant number 6 above. A little typo there. So you can see why the price jumps. So number 6 is Convergence, Superman number 2. First appearance of John Kent as a baby. $40 book right now. And seems about right. I mean, this book is definitely not the easiest to find. I've rarely ever come across it in a LCS, so it's just one of those books that probably demands that price for a reason. I don't think there was a big print run on it. Number 5 is Fantastic Four, number 67. First appearance of him, who becomes Adam Warlock. 7.5 sells for about $850 to $1,000. It was $350 to $400 just 6 months ago. A 4.0 sells for about $315. Says here, this could be replaced with Thor 165 or Marvel Premiere number 1. They are all pretty interchangeable at this point. I get that there might be renewed interest, but this spec has honestly been played out over half a decade at this point. Is there really a massive interest in this character? Must not be, as the prices did jump as much as you would have expected. So Ben is kind of a curmudgeon. Every time he writes something, he never really puts too much of a positive spin on things. This is definitely a marquee book. It's an older Fantastic Four book. It's nefariously hard to get in high grade because it's a white cover. I have a copy in my collection. I don't know what grade my book is. I think my grade is somewhere, I think it's somewhere between a 7 and an 8. It just depends. Very subjective, obviously, but my copy is pretty clean. It doesn't have too much wrong with it. But it is a white cover, and white covers, especially from this era, fade pretty dramatically. So there is a little fading to pretty much every copy out there. Unless somebody kept this literally out of sunlight forever, since the beginning, since it came out. It's pretty hard to find that with a really, really bright white color. The paper just denigrates, unfortunately. So, of the books mentioned, Thor 165, Marvel Premiere #1, in my opinion, this is the book to have. It's really the beginnings of Adam Warlock. Most collectors, definitely if they're a big Adam Warlock fan, they want this issue. This is the one. This is the marquee one to get. So don't let anyone else tell you that it's Thor 165 or Marvel Premiere #1. It's not the case. So trust me, that's not the case. Number 4 is Gun Honey. #1, the Warren Lau variant. Only 500 of these babies out there. Yeah, this series seems to be doing well. This is not the cover to get, in my opinion, the Adam Hughes cover, especially the Forbidden Planet. Forbidden Planet had it out of 1,000, so yes, it is a little higher print run than this one, but it's a way better cover. This cover isn't even close. So I would have not put this book on the list this week. I would have done the Adam Hughes cover, especially the limited edition virgin cover that came out from Forbidden Planet. That sells for at least $200 or more right now on eBay, and in my opinion, a way better cover than this one. So I got nothing against Warren Lau. I just don't think it's near as good as the Adam Hughes one. So number 3 is Department of Truth #13, the Javon Jordan New York Comic Con variant. This was on the list last week, and it stays on the list, doubling at around $180. I looked on eBay. It's selling actually a little bit more than that, close to $200 now. So Ben says this one does not appear to be a flash in the pan. And it says, I was going to insert a really bad dad joke in here using the Chronic, but I refrained. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks, Ben. It's a cool cover. It's black. Who knows if it's in really high grade or not. I mean, I have one coming to me from my Comic Mint box that I purchased, where I get all the New York Comic Con variants that were issued by Comic Mint. I told everybody to pick that up. Hopefully you listened to me. That was a $300 purchase that's worth at least double that now, easily. And this is definitely one of the winners from that group of 12 books that you would receive. Yeah, well, hopefully they used good paper. I don't know what the quality of the paper is. I'm hoping they use like a cardstock type cover. If it's just a regular thin image paper, this could be a tough book to get in high grade, just because it's all black, and yeah, that could be a rough one to find in pretty high grade. Number 2 is Avengers #257. This was a book that was on the list not too long ago. First appearance of Nebula. There will be a Nebula and Gamora series coming out on Disney Plus. And yeah, this is a marquee book for sure. It's one that I bought really cheap a few years ago. I got one for like $20 maybe. It was pretty inexpensive. And I don't know what grade. Mine might be a 9.6. I don't think it's a 9.8, but 9.8 right now, selling around $600, and a 9.6 at $350. Even a 9.2 sold for $150. These are all record highs. Ben says, I don't know if people are just waking up to the importance of Nebula or what. Man, Ben needs to take some Prozac or something. I don't know what his problem is. He seems very agitated. Or maybe I'm just reading it that way. I don't know. All right, number 1 is Misfit City #1. I've never heard of this book at all, but it is a $50 book. I guess there was a show announced on HBO this week. The premise sounds a little like The Goonies or Stranger Things, which is a good start for sure. We'll see how this one goes from here. Yeah, anybody that has that book, dust that one off, pull it out of your long box, maybe put it up for sale. There's 2 times to sell a book. The first time is on the news of the announcement of a TV development or a show. Once that's confirmed, that's one time that you can sell it. The other time is when a trailer drops. So I'm more of the opinion on selling an obscure book like this on that first initial news. Sometimes by the time a trailer comes out, no one really cares anymore. So unless it's a big, unless it's a really big deal, um, where the trailer is going to be important, I usually tell people, on the initial news announcement, this is where you would sell. So if you've got this book in your collection or multiple copies, definitely think about putting that on eBay. This is the time to strike while the iron's hot, in my opinion. So that would be my professional advice to you. All right, guys. That's all I had for you. That's the review of your Hot 10 list for the week. Let me know what you think of that list. Real quick, in the mail today, I got a couple nice books. I put this on Instagram. Jessica Jones, #4. This is the Jeff DeCall variant. It's a B cover variant. It seems to be fairly scarce. There's several copies on eBay. Looks to sell normally around $30 to $40 on eBay. I found one for under $10. So I would look in back issue bins, or sometimes you can get lucky. I got lucky online with this one, and it's in very high grade, which seems to be difficult because a lot of the copies on eBay I've seen have spine ticks. This one has 0. So this is definitely a 9.6 or 9.8 candidate. I don't know, Jessica Jones, maybe there's going to be more of her in the future in the MCU. This is not her first appearance, obviously. That would be Alias #1, but this is just a really cool cover. I think a lot of people that are into the Jessica Jones comic book series, this is one of those books that is a must-buy, is the Jeff DeCall variant. So keep a lookout for that one. The other one I got in the mail, definitely more obscure. I don't think a lot of people care about this title anymore. There was option news on it a while ago. I don't think it ever really developed into anything. Heathen #1. This is a Vault comic series. I think it went 12 or 13 issues maybe. It lasted for about a little over a year. It was a really good read. The comic book writing was excellent. The art was excellent. I really dig the series. Print runs were low on all the issues, but definitely there are some really obscure first issue variants. There was a Comic Mint variant, believe it or not, that came out back in the day. There was a 1:5 ratio variant, which I have as well, and the regular cover. But this one is, I didn't even know it existed until recently. This is a very hard to find variant that was issued by Heavy Metal Comics. And it's a trading card variant. It's in a poly bag. So I left it sealed. I mean, a lot of times I'm not really into having books in a poly bag, but I don't know, just it kind of looks crazy. It just looks wild. This is just a really hard book to find. Believe it or not, the only way I got this, I couldn't find it online anywhere. There were no listings on eBay other than a gentleman that had tried to sell one on eBay a few weeks ago or a month ago, and I reached out to him and made him an offer, and he accepted. So I was able to buy this sort of off the books. It was originally an eBay listing, and that's one way to, if you guys are looking for a rare book, if you find one that was listed not that long ago, the good chance is maybe it didn't sell. I think in the case of this one, it just didn't sell. So obviously it needs to be on a book that didn't sell. Maybe the seller was asking too much, or whatever the case is. A lot of times you can reach out to the seller through eBay and start a conversation, and a lot of times you can end up getting the book that you had your eye on, and that's the case here. So good luck trying to find this book. This doesn't come up on eBay very often, but I have it on my save list because I would like to acquire another copy, especially if no one's paying attention to it. Maybe I could get another copy even cheaper, just because no one really knows how rare this book is. And I'm not saying this is going to be a very expensive book in the future. I have no idea, but I like it. I think the series is good. Maybe at some point it'll be developed into an animated series. Who knows? But this is one that I think is worth keeping your eye out for. I know I'm going to try to pick up another copy, and it is very, very rare. All right, guys, that's all I had for you. Hope everyone's having a good week. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. Enjoy the weekend. I'll be involved in soccer tournaments with my son, so I probably won't have time to do any posting or any videos. But sometimes I can do stuff on Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, Justice for Comics. Make sure you're still subscribed to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of this list, the Hot 10 list this week. Maybe there's a book that on there that you totally agree should be on there, or maybe there's a book on there that you absolutely disagree it should be on there. So let me know that in the comments. Hope you guys are having a great Friday, and I'll see you soon.